Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, we are working out with the wagon wheels today, and we are doing deadlifts. So what I'm kind of doing right now is on my bench press and my back squat days, I'm mainly doing a linear progression style strength program. And on my deadlift and my overhead pressing, I'm doing more of a conjugate dark horse style strength training program. So I've got two different programs going on, and really that's just because that's what my bicep needs at this moment, is I need to really change the stimulus up, and there's no better way to do that than doing some type of conjugate style training but modified in a dark horse way, while at the same time trying to get better at back squat and bench pressing on a normal barbell. So I'm going to be doing this today, and I have a specific number in mind, but we'll see how far I go. So let's pop into the workout and let's get this started. So for today's giant set, we're doing the wagon wheels deadlift, which is a variation of a normal deadlift. And some people think this is a harder movement because you're starting right at that sticky point. And for some people, it's actually easier. And as I go up in weight, I'm going to be doing some bar facing burpees. And with the wagon wheels, that's actually elevated a lot higher. So that makes it even harder to jump over, which I like. This is just mainly to get warmed up as the weights get heavier and to keep my explosiveness intact. And I'm going to be running back and forth from my bullpen in a shuttle run fashion 3 times, which equals about 100 meters. And that's going to be the giant set for the day. Now, the reason why I'm doing 2 different strength programs is because that's what my bicep needs at this current moment. If I was doing linear progression all around, I'd be using a normal barbell and lifting a normal style. And I would have a specific number in my mind, and I would have to go to that number every single day and limit myself in that capacity. When it comes to the back squat and the bench press, getting my shoulder mobility underneath the bar for a back squat and being able to press with my shoulder imbalance and my bicep imbalance, it's just better for me right now to play it safe and to go linear progression on a normal barbell. That way, I don't push it too hard and too fast, injuring that further. Before the deadlift, I'm probably more than capable than lifting what I think I can. If I was to use a normal barbell, I would have to limit myself to those specific numbers below what I think I could do every single week. When you do a conjugate training style, it's all by feel because you're not doing the standard lift. You're doing a variation of that strength portion. So I'm able to actually push it a little bit harder, and that's what I want. I want to be able to get into the gym and push it hard on some days, and on the next day, just go to a normal linear style progression so that I don't burn the candle on both ends. So that's kind of the goal right now, and I've never really done this before, so I'll let you know how it goes. Mixing strength programs, I really don't recommend. But again, I've been lifting for so long that I think that I'm able to do this, and we'll see how today goes, and that will determine the big fate. So that's why I'm using the wagon wheels for today's variation. And now I'm trying to train in giant set format by doing burpees and running, which are 2 movements that actually warm you up as you're getting heavier and heavier in the lifts, and will also carry over into the explosiveness that will teach your central nervous system to respond to under extreme fatigue, at least in theory. So now we're getting into my top set. Really, the number I had in mind today was 405 pounds. And I wanted to lift it for 1 for sure, and 3 would make me ecstatic. Because all these burpees and the running included had made my body nice and warm to attempt a new feat of strength. So this will be the first time that I attempted using the wagon wheels since my bicep injury. And I must say I was very happy and surprised with the outcome. I normally can't get into a good position with the wagon wheels, but this went up very easily. And I was able to rep out 3 more fairly easy. It definitely is nerve-wracking when you've had a bicep injury from deadlifting to start deadlifting again, even though it is straps and it's not quite the same movement as I was before when I was doing the mixed grip, which put that bicep tendon in a compromisable position. So now this was going smooth, and I thought, well, you might as well load up 20 pounds more and hit 425. And realistically, I only wanted to hit this for 1. But again, if it felt okay, I would do it for 3. And you can see it's a lot slower. So this is probably right about where I'm at. And even though the next 3 seem a little easier, you'll see on my third rep here just how slow of a grind that is. So I'm pretty much at that point right now, but I was very happy that I hit that. That just means that everything that I was doing to work up to this point is going smooth. And soon I should be able to get back to my old numbers fairly soon and even pushing for new numbers. But again, the most important part I think about it is the giant set training. It's just to make sure that you're getting all of your running and all of your burpees in and everything else that's going to help you with the lift. This just makes sure that your body is less likely to get injured and that you're in the right mindset when you're about to lift heavy. Well, that went a lot better than anticipated. 425 pounds for 3 reps using the wagon wheel for deadlifts. I'll take that any day. I was just going to be excited if I could hit 1 rep with 405. So you can only imagine my excitement that I've exceeded that. Well, since I'm doing better than I thought, let's go see what else I can do that I didn't think I could do before. So this is the Buffalo Stone, and I haven't been able to lift it at all since the surgery. So I wanted to just do 3 rounds of putting this onto that platform with the tires that I have. But I found this to be a little bit too easy. Then after that, I moved on to ab mat sit-ups, where I was going to just work on my anterior chain, so I just blasted my posterior chain with all those deadlifts and using the stone as well. And then I finished it off with doing more shuttle runs because I have a specific goal that I'm trying to hit for running, and this just seemed like a nice even round way to do it. Now at the end of the workout, I decided to try to shoulder this boulder, which is 156 pounds, because that's ultimately what I love to do. One of my favorite movements is to do stone to shoulder. And I didn't use my left arm as the underhook. I actually got into more of a pushing position so that when I was able to flip it right here, I'm pushing it instead of flipping it with my arm. And I was very happy with how that went, if you can't tell, because that's the first time I've been able to do that. Now, an honorable mention about wagon wheels, look how easy it is to slide that weight off. It's also easy to put the weight on. That's why I love using the wagon wheels for that purpose. Now for the assistant giant set, I was doing 3 rounds and I was doing deadlift rows because the wagon wheel was already out here and set up, and I wanted to kind of put more explosive movement on that bicep since it hasn't done anything like this since the surgery. So I'm just trying to build that back up. Then I would immediately move on into flutter kicks to hit my lower abs and to work the legs and the hip flexors out a little bit. And then I would immediately go into a 200-meter run. And after 3 rounds and all the other running that I did this entire workout, I had 1 mile cumulative running by the end. Now for the accessory giant set, I was doing one of my favorite movements to do on deadlift day, and that's Nordic hamstring curls. This really hits your hamstrings and does explosive chest work as well, and that's why I like doing this. Plus the bar is already set up, so it makes it easier. And I was really hammering my back and my shoulders this day by doing some face pulls, and I was doing on heavier tension and more reps. And I was also doing hitchhikers as well right after that, again just to really hammer my rotator cuffs, my shoulders, and my upper back. And that was the workout for the day. Well, all in all, not a bad workout. I got a really good sweat in, as you can see, and I was able to exceed all of my lifts. Until next time, thank you.